Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to the Ashes of... You really messed that up. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Ashes of Creation discussion round, episode 23, which makes this the 1-year anniversary. Yay! Excitement! Yay! I just figured that out today, that this is the 1-year anniversary. So let's not get sentimental or whatever. Let's just, jump right into it. So first topic, we said VR.
Yeah, we can talk about the VR test that happened the 20th of last month.
Alright, yeah. So who wants to go first?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was within expectations. We had some. One second. We had some hiccups. We never ended up getting
squads.
Yeah, we never got squads, which we were promised we would be getting, but that's understandable. They gave us reasons why we never got squads.
What was the reason? I didn't get the reason. I think I missed that.
They were trying. Throughout the entire test, we were getting freezing issues, and they wanted to get the freezing issues and all the several of the bugs and the freezing issues sorted out before they activated squads.
I was honestly, I was surprised we got that many freezing issues. I never, in the test before that, I never had freezing issues that bad.
Steven already leaked this, so everyone knows that the PI was testing before the thing. So I'm not revealing any NDA stuff. Steven already leaked it. So PI tested before the test went live on the 20th. We never had any freezing issues. I'm pretty sure that's not breaking NDA. We never had freezing.
No, it's not.
But we didn't have any problems. I don't know what they changed or what happened, but the build that went out the 20th just had all kinds of issues that the PI tested not.
So
probably more because we couldn't slam the servers as much as the players when they actually went live in the open beta.
This is true.
We don't have the player count.
This is true too. We also had a 200, during the last bits of it, we also had the 200 player test that went very well, and that didn't tax the server too terribly much. The first 100 player test did.
So, okay, so we had freezing issues and everything. How did you guys feel about the other? Were there any, in your opinion, any major indicators for better performance? Because for me, it still played the same and felt the same performance-wise. Okay, matches were way quicker. I give that. But besides that, I didn't
You say matches were quicker. Are you saying the loading queue time was quick?
Yeah, the not having to wait for matches. That part was way faster.
Yeah, their matchmaking system, I don't know what to call it, was definitely a lot faster this time.
I didn't like the changes it did to the spear.
They actually had complaints about the load time because the tip window, you couldn't actually read the tips quick enough because they went by so quick in the loading screen. So that was a
well, that's
said they were gonna
really
fix too.
Really
Yeah.
people complained about that.
They
people
complained
did.
about the tips not being able to be read in time.
Yep, loaded too fast so you couldn't see the tips.
I don't know about that. I mean,
Yeah,
they can
come
do
on,
a toggable thing.
That's really trying to just find a reason to bitch. I mean, I never heard about somebody bitching, oh yeah, the queue times are so fast, I cannot read tips. Come on, there's not a reason. I mean, no,
I appreciate how fast the queue times
Yes.
were. It meant you could play a lot more games. And if you were terrible like me, you'd insta-die and then be able to relog into another game quite quickly.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. That's what you want from a battle royale. That's what you want. You don't want to sit there for 10 minutes and drop in hard and then die and then have to wait another 10 minutes. So faster queue times, everything. That's what you want. Like the thing that I didn't like is, you know how the Spare used to do like swinging animations, and now it's more like stab. I didn't like that change.
You did or did
I
not?
did not. I did not. I'm like, oh shit. I have to aim now. Fuck.
Oh, I love the
So-
spear animations.
You know, stabbing, which is normally what you do with the spear, is not something you enjoyed.
Have you ever watched a Chinese martial arts movie? They do all the.
You do that
That's
with
for like
the
a bow
halberd.
staff. Yeah, that's for like a bow staff and stuff. That's not what you do with like a spear.
Yoni, I will agree with you if you can tell me the difference between a bow staff and a spear.
Bow staff doesn't have a pointy end.
Okay, now
Pretty apt description right there.
all right, but let's not talk about. Okay, let's talk about like, because I'm also known as Captain Negative. Let's talk about the most negative thing about the whole Battle Royale test on the 20th, which was the Steam reviews.
Most of the Steam reviews weren't even about the BR test itself. It was either people venting that we weren't getting MMO, we were getting a BR instead, or they were connection issues, which was the very start of the test. We did get connection issues, and they had to postpone the actual testing session just like a little bit. So it was connection issues and people venting their frustrations about the fact that we are playing a BR instead of the MMO that we were promised. It wasn't anything about the BR itself.
What does that tell us, Yoni? What does that tell us?
People are stupid.
I agree on that. I do agree on that. But it also,
I don't know. I enjoyed all the negative comments. They made me laugh a lot.
Oh,
especially
yeah.
with the amount of misinformation.
yeah. I mean, you see, like, on the one side, you can look at this like, oh, yeah, a lot of people bitch about because there's no MMORPG, and they want to, be little bitches, and they want to complain, which is fine, because, it's the internet, and I think you should have seen, like, people knew this was going to happen. But then on the other side, and now I am Lord Positive, it shows that there's still a shit ton of people that are really interested in this MMORPG. So I take that as a good part, as a good thing. When it comes to the actual MMO and to the actual BR, I still say it's not a well-designed battle royale. But that's just the
Is
way.
that still though because it's not an FPS? Because I feel
No,
like in the past your argument was like it's not a good BR because there's not guns and melee,
No,
or is it just because of the leaping still?
it's the overall package.
We had this discussion in the last stream, like what the BR needs to have longevity. And
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
what
that's
separates it from other.
That's the only other like negative thing I have to say about it. Besides that, I played the thing for like 5-6 hours straight. I actually enjoyed myself. I actually got a win in solos, so dab on that. Besides that, I actually enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I played the full 12 hours. It was kind of banging my head against my desk for like that last 2, 3, 5 hours.
Why banging your head against your desk?
It's just I was playing for fucking 12 hours, and it was just solos the entire time and fucking
Yeah.
junk. I was tired of, and I should have taken a break.
That is something I will say. Without the ability to have squads, one of the cornerstones of like a BR is your ability to like team up with your squad or your guild or whatever, or your friends, and actually enjoy it because you're with each other.
Yeah.
While you're doing it solo, there's none of that interaction, unfortunately.
I think that was the primary complaint in the Discord that day, was that we weren't getting solos, and everyone was like, "When are we getting solos? When are we getting solos?" And One
Solos
thing
are
that I
great in the sense like
Mm.
they kind of force you to show your skill set or like develop a skill set. But I feel like BR's bread and butter has always been squads. I mean, I
Yeah.
might be mistaken. I don't play a lot of BRs to be able to say.
and I meant like where when are we getting squads? When are we getting squads? One thing I did note from that day is that in the game they were doing like little announcements that would pop up across your screen like when they were like when stuff was happening, but like in the Discord it was kind of late for when we were getting that, and like late in the day like when they were telling people we weren't getting squads or like when the game only had like so and so many hours left. In the Discord, Margaret and Toast were talking like the game was still going. They were still debating on stuff. Stuff was still being deliberated. We might possibly still be getting squads. When if you were playing the BR, that announcement had already gone out that we weren't getting squads and that the BR was ending fairly soon. So I don't know if it was a communication issue between whoever was doing the announcements in the BR and Margaret, or like what was going on there. But
There's always a communication issue. Let's just leave it at that. I liked the blocking thing, the new blocking function they added. That actually saved me a couple times.
I really like that too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No problem. I wish they would still work on, what the weapons do. I'm still not like a fan of some of the weapon special skills. Just saying. But
Yeah, I agree. They're kind of boring. I want them to make them more fun. I get why they are the way they are.
Yeah.
But in the future, I would like to see more interest and abilities attached to the weapons.
Yeah. I mean, for example, as always, new game comes on Steam, or new game gets released. You got a bunch of new, big streamers, and they don't know what the fuck is going on. They don't know. They're just, new game. There's hype. I need to play. Get the subs. It's always been like that.
I wonder how much intricacy they can have in a BR when the BR isn't their main focus. Like at what level? Like for instance, if you play anything else like Apex or anything else, there are some compositions between teammates that can like rely on one another's abilities.
Yeah.
A basic one is like Bangalore's smokescreen, and Bloodhound's Q ability or his ultimate. If they start really getting to the minutia of Ash's BR and having interesting abilities and really interesting synergies, I feel like then people are going to start complaining and saying how much resources are you pumping into the BR compared to the MMO. Like the more polished you make it, the more people I feel like complain. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. But on the other hand, we always knew that this is going to be a standalone product, so you're going to have that sooner or later.
And it's not like they can't just be like, we made some cool ability for the MMO. Let's also throw it in the BR on one of the weapons and see how people like it. Like the whirlwind ability that we're going to get in the second phase, that could be put on a weapon. That might be kind of fun.
Oh, the spin to win? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can definitely see them adding more skills in the future. I see the inverse of like the complaints about.
You just don't know when would be a good time, because I still think Apocalypse, at least is how I understood it, or still understand it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I still think, or I thought that APOC is supposed to completely release before the MMORPG. So for it to have longevity and for it to be a good BR, things like you just mentioned, synergy and all that needs to be in there for it to actually, survive on its own. So you gotta get to a point, depending on how they do it, where I say, okay, now you actually need to put some work into this before you take it live, because you can still take it live, but if nobody plays it, people are gonna say, oh yeah, you wasted so much time on this, and now it's a complete waste of time because nobody plays it. So at some point, sooner or later, they're gonna have to take a hit. Makes sense, right?
I still disagree though that would be a waste of time, because in the beginning we thought they'd just scrap it, It's still going to provide what the data they need for the MMO. So I could see people saying that because people like to say everything.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like if you have 1,000 active players, right? It still would work. 500 active players each day, you're still gonna get your information. So, I think even right now, I think because we're getting closer to sieges, I'm fine if they put more resources into APOC. And I came a long way to actually say this, but now thinking about it, I would be fine with them putting more resources into APOC to bring it out sooner and for it to be polished.
Has there been any word on Siege?
It's in testing, I think, in-house.
Okay. Well, we'd have to see what they have for that. I mean, I'm definitely interested in seeing what they're going to do with Siege and whenever they do release it. And I'm definitely fine with the idea of them pumping a bit more resources in order to polish the BR, simply because the BR is basically what we're going to have until the MMO actually releases, or at least until Alpha 1 or Alpha 2 comes out.
Yeah.
And with no sort of timeline at the moment regarding that information, then you want the BR to be as polished as you want, or as polished as possible, so that you at least have something to do with Ashes while you're waiting.
As soon as they bring out Sieges in Horde mode, I really don't think anybody's going to touch it. Okay, people are going to play the BR, but it's not going to be as many as during the last test. Because in Sieges and Horde mode, you're going to have classes. And that's what people want. People want to have classes. They want to have healers, tanks, DPS people. So I'm looking more and more looking forward towards like Horde mode. It's like when I'm like, yes, Horde mode, yes.
That's what I'm more looking forward to, because that's when your raid mechanics and
Yeah,
I'm just looking forward to Horde mode.
Yeah.
I've always been a big fan of Horde mode games where you can like push to see how much further you can go.
Exactly. So let me ask you this. So during the last live stream, they said it was a good test. They got a shit ton of information, so much they having trouble sorting through all of it.
Are we switching topics to live stream?
No, we're still saying no. We're still staying with the BR. When do you think, or what do you expect them to bring up the servers again for another test? Go X-Files on me. I don't care. Like just spitballing here right now.
I could see it not being until October.
That early?
I mean, I wouldn't put money either way, but if I had to put a number down, I'd go with like the middle or end of November. Maybe early December.
I say January 2020.
I don't know. I think by October they'll have several iterations done, and they would be able to confirm their build.
I definitely think they'll have several iterations. I just don't know if they would release it to us. They might have the PI testing it or in-house.
Oh, are you talking about full release or just like another public test?
Quick question, how many people are in PI right now?
I have no idea.
Like if you, doesn't have to be specific now, I just like ballpark it.
Is it not like a few hundred?
Is it really that many?
I think it's within the 100 range. I don't have an exact number on
Is it
me.
like
Right.
200 or something like that?
Okay.
Backer-wise, I think our count was over 100, but I don't know how many are active in the Discord wise.
Yeah, active in the Discord's a lot
Come around.
less.
Yeah, it's much
Yeah.
less.
Okay,
There's a lot of people who just kind of backed it and stepped off.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because I know PI gets to test and be all fancy and feel special for a little bit. When you guys, and if you cannot answer this, don't answer this because I don't want you guys to get in trouble. But when you guys get to test, how percentage, like how many people do you think are actively testing? Is it just like 20, 30, or is it everybody in PI? If you cannot answer that, don't answer it. Just say you cannot answer that.
That's hard to answer because you have time frame issues and not like because not everyone's active in the Discord, but usually if it's
Let me ask you this.
it's been varied in the past, but lately it's just been everyone's been able to go in and test.
You guys tested the BR before it went live on Steam, correct?
Yeah, Steven released a video, a picture showing that we did that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's not.
Did you
that's not
guys get full matches, like 9,700 people?
I don't remember the count.
All right. Okay. Never mind then. All right. So yeah. So besides that, I think the BR test was actually a lot of fun. I liked also the horses.
Yeah, the horse.
Oh, I forgot about the horse.
The horse was a nice addition. I didn't like the way the horse moved.
You don't like the animations?
No, I like the animation. Just the controls of the horse were a little bit awkward.
Yeah, forward and back was not a problem, but left
and
to right.
They'll definitely have to polish that. Like they had the animations and they're working on more animations, but they definitely have to work on the control scheme.
Question: I didn't try this, but could you shoot arrows from? Like, could you use your bow and arrow from the horse?
I don't think so. No.
Because that would have been sweet.
Drive-by arrow.
I mean, you can do it in Fortnite, so I don't know why you cannot do it in Ashes. You know, have a horse and then use bow and arrow to use it. Seems like a good idea to me.
I think it would be interesting to have more mounts in the BR.
Different mounts.
Yeah, different mounts.
Oh, let's talk.
I think
Let's talk about the super jump.
for real quick for the different mounts thing. I think maybe they might introduce mount skins, but I don't think they'll introduce like different mounts. So you can skin your horse.
Showing your Kickstarter horse off and like what you paid for is now into the BR even, so you can see what it looks like beforehand.
Yeah.
I would
Something
like.
that.
I would like that.
Get your barding, just like the Griffins have their bardings already now.
Yeah.
But put it on the horse.
So, what do you guys think about the super jump? That was probably the most weird and awesome thing at the same time.
It saved my life a lot of times.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things where it was like it was kind of cool to see just because it meant they were like trying things out in the game.
I
wonder how super jump would be introduced into the MMO.
I don't
I
think
can definitely see it in Castle Siege.
maybe some.
Would you want every class to have it, or would you want it to be like locked to certain classes?
I don't think it would make sense for it to be locked behind certain classes. But I agree that it wouldn't make sense in the Castle Siege scenario. Like you see it a whole lot. Like they're testing Castle Siege maps, and even then they're like jumping over the walls and stuff. So you definitely don't want it in the Castle Siege game mode.
I mean,
I don't think.
if I recall this correctly, there was a mentioning of what was it?
Super jump or leap.
No, for the sieges, I think the engineer or something has some sort of ability that catapults people up in the air. So I can see something like that as being like a siege weapon or something for people to build that will shoot them in the air on a one-time use. I can see that.
Like launching yourself out of a catapult.
Yes. That would, make sense to me.
I gotta step away for a second. Be right back.
Right.
I mean, it would. It's not unheard of. It's a little cartoony, and I don't know. Like it's not like it hasn't been done before, and you don't see it in trailers and stuff like that. But it is something. I think they're trying to go for like a more realistic.
It removes the
kind of,
tactical aspect of castle sieges or any game mode. In ways, I would agree, but he said it, so it might be a thing. So
The catapult thing or super jumping over the
The
wall.
the super jump thing, the mechanic that Steven and Jeff mentioned for the engineer. I'm looking up right now. Give me a quick second.
Oh,
Yeah.
for the engineer.
Yeah, I remember that. I forgot, but the engineer had like several little devices that I was able to
Yes.
lay, and it was a what was it? A class that's unique to.
Yeah, what's the engineer class? Looking
And they get
for.
like a jump pad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the same time, I could see that being like a consumable or like some kind of item you can pull in
Mm-hmm. Classes.
in the MMO. That is.
Engineer. Crossbow mace. Da-da-da. I'm kind of reading through the wiki page for the engineer real quick. But yeah, I remember them talking about it. I just don't see it on the wiki right now.
I think I remember them talking about something like that before, yeah. When they were first talking about the Castle Siege classes, but a lot of stuff also changed. I don't know.
Oh, has
Okay,
it?
yeah. All right, I'm reading the quote. I'm reading it right now. Kind of affecting the battlefield and supporting the allies in a way that doesn't necessarily deal damage. And then they also have the gizmo of ingress, which is a little part that they can place down, and anybody who is an ally who steps on that part gets catful use. One-time use. So they can kind of help their friends get over the walls, get into places they otherwise shouldn't. So it's a one-time use thing. So yeah. Posting it in the Twitch chat if anybody wants to look at that. There you go. So yeah, it's pretty much depends on how often they can use it. Otherwise it would be OP. Otherwise, you wouldn't even have to deal damage to gates and anything. What do you guys think?
If one person could have, I don't know. It really depends on how they do the rest of the BR, because if it works like a skill and it has a cooldown on it, that's fine. I'm cool with one class having it and that like that. But say they implement, because this has been a debate I think they've had, is like whether they should allow people to do class switching, and people are for it, people are against it. But if they allow class switching, say everyone decides, hey, everyone start off with engineer, so everyone can get over the wall real quick. We'll get to this first. We'll get to the wall first, and then we'll switch classes back over.
You mean like an Overwatch?
Like an Overwatch, yeah.
I mean, okay, here's the thing. Sieges I see a lot like Battlefield. That's how I imagine sieges. So in Battlefield, as soon as you die, you can switch class. Just because, as long as they don't make certain things too OP, then it should be fine.
This jump sounds pretty. It would be pretty one side. Like it would be on the attacker's benefit. I don't see how it would benefit the defenders very much.
Well, but yeah, I guess I don't know, because if you all went engineer to try to jump a point, then, or if a lot of people went engineer, you'd probably have a class disadvantage if the other team had more damage focused classes.
That's true. But what if you?
I mean,
yeah.
Oh no, just go on.
What if you just have one engineer per, I don't know, squad, and then you have like 5-10 squads in sieges all of a sudden jumping over the wall? You're still gonna have, DPS classes, and you're gonna have the element of surprise. So
what if there's a system in place that doesn't allow you to get to, let's say there's a crystal or something in the castle, right? And the only way to get in with the crystal area is to have engineers, break through some sort of door. Like, just because you have a highly offensive squad doesn't mean you have the other classes that might be required to be able to, actually win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the issue is like
All right, let me just before we get, because we're getting into sieges now. Anybody got anything to add about the BR? Guess not. I guess we're going into sieges.
This sprung from the BR jumping mechanic. I don't know. A lot of this is theory crafting right now.
Yeah. We've been theory crafting for what, 2 years now, so that's fine.
Yeah.
and
Listen,
plus
man.
things have probably changed because it's been so long. I mean, I'm sure we would have had that jump pad like back in February, but now that it's March and we have new stuff, they probably are changing stuff.
Listen, I just want to super jump and then all of a sudden pop out a griffin.
I don't think super jumps should be in the BR at all, and the sieges at all. I think that if super jump is in sieges, I think they would break it really easily. So I hope they don't put it in there and just leave that in the BR.
I think a leap function should be available for the whatever the warrior class is.
Wait, I can tell you in a second.
Like
I
a
think the
gap
warrior
closer
has
and
to
a
leap.
leap forward. Yeah.
Doesn't one of the warriors have the leap? The one with the halberd that has whirlwind also has like leap to engage.
I think so. That would be the weapons master. Halberd and two-handed axe. Might
We're
even
basing this off of information that we got from sieges from
the wiki. Yeah.
from late 2018 when they were first talking about siege stuff.
Yes.
They've gone through and changed so much since then, and that's when like we now have the super jump, so we don't even know. I don't even know what the classes would look like now, and I agree that the super jump should not be inside the siege mode because from what like I said, we've seen it. When we first were introduced to the super jump, it was on what looked like the siege testing map, and they were just jumping up over the wall and activating the griffin to like glide perfectly onto the wall where they wanted to. So I don't think the super jump needs to be in siege. I think it breaks the entire like point of siege.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, the super jump, honestly, I think it's just, a mechanic that they added to the BR to make it a little bit faster.
I wonder how many castles they're going to have upon siege release. Will it just be one castle that we repeat constantly, or will we have multiple?
I thought there was two.
I think they said they had like 2 or 3 already made up, and we were gonna get. I don't know what their final count would be. Maybe if they would go like through 5, like they have in the actual game, or how many maps they have planned. But
I
I'm
also
pretty sure they
wonder
have.
if they're using this time, not using this time, but I wonder if they're going to be using siege mechanics in order to design castles. Like,
They are.
Okay.
I mean, we already seen, like, I think 3 different castles.
They said that siege is going to be used to test siege mechanics for the MMO. If that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
Kind of really looking forward to sieges because I really want to play something with like classes in a fantasy MMORPG setting. I wonder, okay, something that I did not like. What we learned is that one person alone can control a catapult.
I didn't like that either. I didn't like the whole like driving the catapult thing either. I don't know if that's the final. I don't. I think that was just for testing purposes. I don't know. I think that was the final draft on that.
Yeah, I'd imagine once they get like the group mount functionality in, we would start getting different roles and mounts. But for now, they probably have like a simple system where one person can interact with the catapult and has full functionality of it.
Because I can see like 5 people moving the catapult.
Yeah, moving the catapult, like pushing it forward and all that stuff. Yeah. I don't know. They had the 2 different versions: the one where you pushed it and then you fired, and then the one where you could drive it and then fire. Like I don't even like the driving one. I thought the driving one was kind of But yet again, I think that's all for testing purposes. I don't think that's the final draft on anything.
I mean,
When I say testing purpose, I mean like development testing purposes, not gameplay testing purposes.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Like they're naturally going to progress into the more elaborate systems.
I mean, remember, everything is still subject to change. We just have to test it.
Have to get the test first.
Yeah. I'm wondering, siege-wise, like... I wonder if it's gonna be fun, depending on what we saw.
What do you mean?
Because what we've seen so far just looks like everything from the BR. And I haven't seen anything like super special gameplay-wise that tells me Sieges is gonna be a lot of fun.
I haven't seen anything that would tell me otherwise. I'm a little lost in that sentiment.
That's the thing. We haven't seen really anything like since I think the last actual siege footage we got was the video where they were showing off the lightsaber weapons.
Oh,
the
yeah.
last siege stuff we got. A lot of stuff's changed since then. And we haven't really been introduced
Was
to
it
any
not the teaser trailer? The
What?
teaser trailer for the Apocalypse where they had the Griffins flying?
I'm pretty sure the lightsaber weapons were.
It was back in February, I think.
Was it back?
Yeah,
in
I think the
February?
lightsaber was in February. I think the most recent one is the video they released for the Apocalypse testing, where you saw them fly in with Griffins and land on the ground and run up to the siege.
Was that actual seed? The one with the guys running in on the horses and they land on the griffins and they both charge into each other?
Thought
Is that
that
what
was a
you're talking
castle behind them.
Oh,
I mean, there was catapults and things around them, so I was assuming.
maybe it was.
I don't know why they call that a gameplay trailer.
It's a gameplay teaser trailer.
It
But yeah, it was not named well.
was not. I'm not. I don't want to talk about that. Like we probably should, but
Yeah, we should.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
let's
don't
talk
think
about
it
it.
was received. I don't think it was received well.
It wasn't received
By the
well.
community.
It wasn't received. I haven't found anybody so far that said anything good about that trailer. Let's not kid ourselves here, right?
Yeah, I think the idea was that you get like 5 raptors that go through the gateway and
Okay,
attack
okay.
people.
I think they changed the name because now it's called Heirs of Creation MMORPG teaser.
I think, yeah, that was a. It was
Why?
what- that was
Why?
what was on the
Okay,
launch.
so okay. Now I might get a little bit.
triggered you?
No, not triggered.
Like-
Maybe I'm triggered now. I don't know yet. This it's like a process. Now it's the Ashes of Creation MMORPG teaser. I thought
Unless,
No.
if I'm not mistaken, this
For Gamescom.
but they weren't at Gamescom.
I don't know. It was one of those things that fell under IGN's like Gamescom trailers.
Oh yeah, I
So-
gotcha. But still, you know, not even APOC is ready. And okay, fuck it. I'm not getting into this. I'm not. Somebody say something.
I enjoyed the teaser.
You enjoy the teaser?
I
Yeah,
enjoyed
there's
the
like some
teaser.
cool aspects of it. It was just like there's other things that kind of brought it down and some weirdities in it, like the raptors attacking the town. Like, why were raptors attacking the poor little town?
I liked all the memes that came from it afterwards too. It was enjoyable.
That,
Oh, I didn't see
that
the
is-
memes.
That memes were great. The memes were golden.
I mean, you know,
We saw.
the world looks nice. The world always looks nice. But then, you know, the raptors look awesome. Everything looks great. But as soon as you get into like the scene at what is it, 055, when it starts fighting and you got some, I don't know, rubber banding or the guy teleports in, and people picked up on that like instantly. It's just
Correct me if
Well-
I'm wrong.
I don't think they're like a movie producer, like sitting behind the screen, like, all right, listen, we need to have this
You don't have
shot
to.
with this
You
scene.
don't. You don't have, listen. If you don't have to be a movie producer.
But I'm saying I don't think there's. I don't know if they have somebody in their multimedia team who's like focused on the video aspects of the MMO or video aspects of publishing. But I think they just were like, okay, we want something that looks cool, right? That shows off a couple of different aspects that are of the apocalypse and quote unquote the MMO. And we want it for either Gamescom or like to be within this kind of quarter 3, almost quarter 4 season. And we're gonna push it out when we release Apocalypse. That was probably the mentality behind that.
I like the dragon. I really did like the dragon.
All right, so my question about the dragon is that, correct me if I'm wrong, but that is the dragon that you that you bought in, what was it?
The orc pack. I know which one you're talking.
January.
I think that's.
No,
Yeah, the orc pack in January.
I thought that was
I think.
just
I thought it was
the
a castle dragon.
Yeah, I thought that was the actual castle dragon.
Was it the actual castle dragon? Because I thought it looks a lot like the cosmetic from the fucking orc pack.
I agree with that. But yeah, well, just because they talked about it, like what was it, late June, early July, or was it in July that they talked about that dragon because one of their artists made it. So I would have sworn they said one of the dragons that will be rewarded to the people who own the castles or leaders of the
I'm
nodes.
looking for it right now. Give me a second.
Yeah, I definitely thought that dragon was a castle dragon. More interestingly, or I guess disappointingly, I want that dragon to spit fire onto the people when it flew over. It didn't. It landed on the edge of the castle and then breathed fire. No, I want you to breathe fire as you fly by.
I
Like,
wish
just
they
burn them
kinda-
next-
I wish they
Isn't
cut out the flying scene. They
It was-
needed to spend more time on that.
Yeah.
It's an early video. It's an early build of the game. It's an early video. I just always imagine that because they keep building dragons up to be these epic world bosses, that they would be a lot bigger. Like an actual castle dragon, an actual like raid dragon would be a whole hell of a lot bigger, and a whole hell of a lot more like epic. This
It's because they gotta get him on the castle ledge. That's why it was so small.
that is true. I don't know. It really does look like the cosmetic to me.
Yeah, I'm looking for the cosmetic, but I cannot find it.
See, if they
Uh,
made it really large as a dragon, then having the dragon just fly by, breathe fire would make more sense.
I like the glowing effect on the chest. That was really cool.
Yeah. And that was the thing about it, is there's like a lot of these little cool things in there. It was just there's some things that were just weird and kind of pulled people out.
Yeah.
You mean the dinosaurs didn't pull you out?
Yeah, the dinosaurs.
Well, no, I thought the dinosaurs looked fucking awesome. I just thought it was a little silly when they attacked the town.
I mean,
it's
okay,
not a question about how the art asset of the dragon looked. The dragons look great. It's just I didn't know there was dragons. Or not dragons. I didn't know there was dinosaurs involved in the game.
I mean,
That's what
They've
you-
sold dinosaur packs, and dinosaurs are a thing. And like, Steven takes inspiration from a couple of things, and D&D and Pathfinder are one of them. Dinosaurs are always a thing in that.
I mean, you have
in that-
dinosaurs in World of Warcraft. You know, it's fine that they're there and they look awesome. I just feel it's kind of weird to put them like right in the start into a trailer. That just is.
Yeah, I definitely appreciated the.
Okay, boom. I got. No, yeah. Orker Legion Wormling. It's exactly the same one as in the trailer.
So, my
And
question about that
it's a gliding mount. It is a gliding mount. I can post it.
Alright.
I'm posting it in the Twitch stream just to prove it. Boom, there you go.
I wanted to make sure it was a 50 gliding mount because that thing was like.
And I got the trailer up as well. Yeah, it looks like the same.
But that thing doesn't breathe fire. But yeah, it looks looks really similar.
Well, the head looks a little bit different, but you know, it's 3D rendering and you got concept art, but they look really similar.
Yeah.
I was saying, the old video of, I guess, I don't know if it was Horde mode or if it was Monster Coins, but there used to be a video of, like, back in the Alpha 1 days, of, like, spiders or whatever, half spider
Yes.
creature or whatever that was attacking its
Oh,
town.
By the way, just want to throw this out there. One of the very first trailers for Heirs of Creation, there is a fucking Yeti in the fucking trailer. And there are also in the combat trailer that disappeared, there are fucking skeleton warriors and skeleton wizards. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, I remember those. But I thought that's what Horde mode would have been. I thought it would have been more bestial creatures rather than reptilian.
They did have the giant arachnid thing on the one demo where they was taking control of it, doing the whole monster token ability.
Yeah.
In the Horde display where Steven was walking around smashing up the other devs. So we do have some giant arachnid halfling thing to deal with.
Yeah. That's always been a thing in the game. That's always been a thing in the in all the tests. Like that's their primary like. That and the big diamond looking thing are the two boss monsters that we've seen primarily. I was gonna do a Guild Drama's comment about the Horde mode. Horde mode, I think the way I'm picturing Horde mode, like because it's supposed to be the apocalypse, we're gonna see a lot more like corruption creatures, not the raptors. Or I think you need to take the idea of the raptor. I think that was just for the trailer. I think the reason it was in the trailer was because it was the assets they were working all the time.
Yeah.
And that's why they put them in the trailer.
I'm looking at
I wonder in Horde mode, would we be able to play as like special Horde creature?
I don't think so. Maybe
or would it just be NPC?
I would assume it just be NPC so they can test AI and all that stuff.
I could see they expanding it in the future, but I think in the beginning it's just gonna be NPCs.
Traditional Horde mode, I don't see. Because if you're going to do it to where people go as far as they can, I don't think you could do that with both sides having players. I think it's just one side is players and the other side's NPCs. And has because I also want to test raid mechanics for like the boss waves. And so you could do the test of the monster coin system and have people play as the NPCs and it plays the monsters with the raid mechanics, but
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like you could either have them be the monster coin system, so they're integrated with the hordes and they're attacking. So there's a bit more intelligence than just having, the NPCs run at you. You have like maybe let's say horde mode has 5 people defending one spot or whatever, then you'll have 2 or 3 players on the horde side, who are hopefully just as intelligent as you are, who are trying to make you lose. It brings a much more interesting dynamic than just, wave after wave after wave of the sim NPC monster.
This is, but from what I understand, the primary point of Horde mode is to test their AI mechanics anyway, so.
That's what I understood as well.
Their AI and raid mechanics.
Well, I guess we have to wait and see, because, everything is subject to change, so.
Yeah.
Sadly. I mean, there's a lot they can do, and I think at this point, we just need to come or agree or start realizing that we've been always, overthinking stuff and, thinking, oh, this is going to be great, they can do this and this, and we kind of have to start thinking about more like they probably cannot do half the stuff that, we imagine.
I think they've already announced that. So they've already said that not everything will be in there at launch, which I understand. But like a part of me, like a small part of me, is also the whole reason you had the when you were doing the Kickstarter, and when you were doing the stretch goals, you told us that. The reason the stretch goals was what they were, and the reason you weren't making any more stretch goals after a certain point was because you saw feature creep and you didn't want it to put more load than what your developers could put into the game and make the game go longer. Granted, we're already pushed back. Granted, we already things have changed. I understand, but that small part of me is like.
Frustrated.
A little bit frustrated.
Welcome to my world. I welcome you with open arms. I mean, honestly, in the end of the day, a lot of things changed. They didn't match their hiring goals, and they're behind on, like, I think I would say almost everything. So whatever we get, we get. You know, I don't have any like.
Did they finally move to the new building?
No, I think they're moving to the building in November. I think. I heard rumors. So whatever we get, we get. But I'm not like. I'm not holding my breath for anything major. November 22nd. Thank you. You're an elf. I'll take that thank you back. So yeah, they're moving to the new office in November, so it's gonna be probably a week or two till everything's back to normal. So I don't think we will get sieges before December, or we could get anything before that. What else? One more topic, and then I'm calling it quits.
Cosmetics, might as well.
I kind of want to go over two. I want to go over cosmetics, and I also want to go over expectations. Although that could be like the last thing, expectations for the creative director's letter. We can talk about cosmetics right now.
Update or the Twitch video? I don't know what it's called.
What?
I mean, cosmetics. You know, wow, cosmetics. Wow, concept art. Wow.
I like this month's cosmetics and
Alright.
the bird, the giant bird. We talk about something else though.
I mean, we could talk about it. There's not much to say. Either you like it, you don't. That's it, right?
Yeah, you can go over it.
I mean, I like the style of the cosmetics. Honestly, I like the style of the cosmetics, and I was really close on buying like half the stuff in the store. And then I'm thinking to myself, fuck. Ambiguous Cam's meme. Behold my stuff. I'm like, yeah, I think I should, maybe
I love fucking.
cut down on the buying of cosmetics that I haven't seen yet. Yeah. So what was the other one you want to talk about?
Expectations for the Q3 creative director's letter that should be coming out this month.
I'm going last on that. Who wants to go first? Guildhard, you go first.
Oh, okay. Expectations. I'm gonna set a high bar and say Nodes Part 3.
that is optimistic.
The man's a loon.
That is optimistic.
And I thought I got a couple screws loose.
I was like gonna start off by like saying who all thinks it's gonna be on time and released this month. Because the last one was delayed.
Definitely Nodes Part 3 and or the religious note, whichever one is Nodes.
Alright, so the religious note would be a what are they called? Dev diary? That'd be a dev diary. And I don't know if you could do a dev diary inside of a creative director's. Like they have to do one dev diary a month, they have to do one video a month, and then they have to do one other thing a month. I don't remember what they promised in one of their creative directors letter. They promised a content roadmap, and it had one creative director a month, one video a month, and something else.
Have they hold up? Did they do that so far?
Yes and no.
Jalon.
Sorry. Yeah, Jalon has been doing in his video. He does like if they've.
Yeah, I know. So
hit the thing. So right. I'm not entirely sure for like if they have every month, but I think they've been close. I don't think you could, but like I was saying, I don't think you can do a direct dev diary inside because the dev diaries are already long enough. So if you do it inside of a creative director's letter, you're just taking up space because you don't have anything.
All right, Staggerson, what do you think? What are your expectations?
I don't really have any. I'm just kind of relaxing. I couldn't even guess.
But do you think it's going to come out this month?
Oh, the dev diary?
You think it's going to be on time?
Or the director's letter?
Yeah, the director's.
I have no reason to believe it will be.
It will be? So you think it's going to be late?
I could see it being late. I could see it not being late. I give it a 50-50. It depends on what they want to put in it.
So, Yoni, ask me that question.
What do you think it's be on time?
No, the other one. If I have any expectations.
All right, what are your expectations for the Q3 director's letter?
I have none.
You have none. You had none for the.
I have none expectations. I don't think something is coming. I don't care if something comes. If it comes, it comes. If we get another blog post, we get another blog post. If we get another fluff piece, we get another fluff piece. I'm now in the camp of I care about me getting my hands on something playable. That's my new camp. We got flags, we got beer, we got a shit ton of food, and we just sit here in front of the gates and we just wait. Because things can always change. And I never liked any of the director's letters, so I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about something. I don't want to think about blog posts that might, blog posts, good. Live testing environment, different. Things can always change. And so far, in any of the director's letter, in any of them, I was really like in a bad place afterwards, as most people know. So I might not even read it. I might watch Jalon's video on it, and that's about it.
Actually, you know what? There's a surefire thing that I know will happen in that letter.
What?
And no matter what will happen, there will be memes about it.
Oh, yeah.
There will be
And
memes.
so I place my bets on that.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, there will be memes about it. Definitely. No doubt.
Before I give my opinion, Kinetic, what are your expectations for the Q3 director's letter?
Some sort of push, hopefully, for a siege date is really where I still sit. Because of how much they've been promising that we're close. And
They haven't been promising that for a while.
yeah. But that's the optimistic side of seeing Siege out, at least coming in Q4 after Q3 is right up. They're probably going to talk about how more on what has occurred over Q3. There's going to be talk about probably the office space move still, like we've talked about already in the letter. I don't see anything else that's really popping right now that's going to be instantaneous on this for things that we're going to be seeing.
Hey, maybe the next director's letter is gonna have a release date for the MMORPG.
The Q4 one have a Alpha 1 test.
No,
no,
not Alpha 1 test. Full release of the MMORPG. We're skipping any testing. We're just going straight into release.
I don't think even if they want to do that, I don't think they could do that because of the fact that the backers bought into and so many people bought into the testing phases. But my expectations for the Q3 director's letter, I'm hopeful it's going to be on time, and then at most what I expect out of it is at least a date. I'm with Kinetic, and I expect to see a date for the next testing phase.
I can see that.
Testing phase? Or testing
next
date?
Test session. Next test date.
I miss Alpha Zero so fucking much. It's not even dude. I'm not even kidding right now. It's like, oh fuck Alpha Zero. We have MMORPG, PvP, DA just running around getting killed by everybody, and Jeff is just standing there, and I killed Jeff, and wow, now I can go around, look at this zone, and there's a node, there's some weird dogs, this looks kind of cool. Fuck, there's a dungeon, we go into the dungeon, all of a sudden everybody that was testing is in the dungeon, now we crash the servers. I'm like, yes, job well done, awesome.
It was buggy. I could solo a boss because it was so buggy.
I think there will be normal stuff, what's in every letter. We're working on it. We make MMO great again. You should look forward what we have to show you. Soon we won't get our hands on just okay. I want to be excited. I want to be hyped. Max Stackerson, you're like the most active person I ever met, so excite me.
I have nothing to excite you about. They aren't telling us shit, which I'm fine with. It's just like
I mean, of course you're fine.
I could see it just.
You're playing
always
classic.
happy.
I can see you playing classic in your glasses.
Yep, I am playing classic.
Maybe I should always actually really try classic, really. Or get
Probably
back.
you're not.
I know.
And then there's also Arcade Unchained that's coming
Oh,
out
fuck
this month
that.
too,
Finn,
so.
shut up, or I kick you from the podcast. We don't use this language here.
You don't use that kind of language here.
No. It just, you know, I don't want to get frustrated again, because we know what happens when I get frustrated. I pack my shit and I go to New Zealand for 3 months. But we don't want that again. But it's just, I want to see, or I would like to see, you know how they had this one video where they did the dungeon?
The one where they first showed
The
off.
Dolnir
dwarven-
one?
Yeah, the first
Was it-
dwarven architecture.
No. There was another one with weird demons with horns.
The very, very
Like the first one with the mage.
Yes, that one. No, not the trailer.
The
Gameplay.
Old.
It was old,
Okay.
2017, early 2018, I think. I want to see that again. That was some good shit. That was excitement. This will be the best MMORPG ever. And then in August, have a battle royale. Yeah, right. Okay. Anyways, anybody got anything else? Because now for some reason I'm not tired anymore. So anybody else got anything they want to talk about?
You could dive into the cosmetics.
Dive headfirst into the cosmetic.
Well, just they're kind of interesting because
All right.
did we get 2 pets?
No. All right. So the bird is the mount, and the nimbus is the pet.
Oh, okay. So the
Wait.
bird's a mount. Got you.
The
Wait.
bird's a gliding mount.
That is an elaborate mount.
The bird
And
is bird is the word.
Because of its description and because of like the way it's shaped, I honestly like it because it's a fucking giant bird. I figured it was gonna be a skin. I had to specifically ask if this is gonna be a skin for the flying mount or the gliding mount. And I got confirmation
Alright.
it's gonna be a skin for the gliding mount.
Here's something we can talk about. It has to do with cosmetics, right? Are the prices for the cosmetics still fair?
The ring, no. I'm gonna come out and say because I think they've already discussed in the open and like this. So I'm not breaking NDA or anything, but like because it's about the fucking cosmetics, and everyone should know about it anyway, even if it is NDA. The ring is literally just a ring. It does not do like the effects you see on the costume. It does not do like electric hands or anything. It's literally just a ring, and all the accessory cosmetics have been $5. I do not think a solitary ring is worth $5.
Wait. You're telling me they're charging $5 for a ring that has no like special effects or anything?
I think it's just gonna be a ring that's $5 and does not do jack diddly.
Are we sure it doesn't do jack diddly?
I am fairly sure they said it's not gonna do anything.
Okay.
It's just a ring.
Yeah.
Like it's a neat looking ring. Just like the belt from the last cosmetics is a neat looking belt, but it's just a belt and it's $5. And this is just a ring and it's gonna be $5.
Yeah, the belt's. I feel more justified. That ring.
I thought
is
the
that gonna be
ring-
much more than a texture.
I thought the ring would have some lightning coming off it or fucking something.
That's what most people that I talk to think, but I think they already confirmed that the ring does not do a effect. It's just a ring.
Okay, so here's my new pricing idea. The most expensive thing in the cosmetic shop should be 15. Right? Like armor and bolts should be 15. Okay, never mind. Armor, bolts, and freeholds should be 15. Pets should be 10. No, pets should be 5. Mounts should be 10, and rings should be $1.
I disagree.
All right, so they've already said that the reason they already said they are overcharging for most of the cosmetics, and they said that after the game finally launch. All right, yeah. So
Wait, wait. Are you telling? Well, when did they say? I know somebody's writing me on Discord, and I wish I could answer you, but because I'm using Discord webcam chat call in full screen mode, I cannot, answer you. I'm sorry.
Guildheart just posted a.
he asked a question, and then Margaret confirmed that the ring does not do any glowing effects.
So wait, no. Anyways, no. Joining to what you just said, you said they confirmed, or they said they know they're overpricing the cosmetic.
Yeah, I think at some point, I don't remember when it was. I think it was a while back, but people were complaining about the prices of the cosmetics in the store, and they said that that all these exclusive cosmetics they know that they're kind of kind of on the pricey side, but after the MMO comes out, they're gonna halve the price, or they're gonna be a lot cheaper. Cosmetics after the launch of the MMO are gonna be a lot cheaper. I believe what it was said. I might be wrong. I don't have the quotes on me right now, but if you ask me to dig it up, I can dig it up later.
I'm never ever buying cosmetics again if that's the case. Because I always thought, that, if you price cosmetics with that price, which are, Black Desert Online level prices, that, I have some cool shit going on.
I think it's all right. So I think even if you buy the armor, I don't think your hands glow on the armor either. I think.
Oh yeah, I believe that now. I believe now that all the stuff we've seen in most of the cosmetics is just,
I think that's just fluff stuff on there, but.
Because the reason I wanted to buy the mount and the freehold because I thought the mount looks cool, but now the mount has some lightning from its wings, so now I know that it won't be the case, and I thought the freehold skin that.
Well, it's a thundering stormbird, so I think the mount is a safe bet that it's gonna.
Oh no, it's not a safe bet because now nothing is a safe bet. Everything can happen. Everything can happen. Anyways, I don't like the armor pieces. Anyways.
Do we know what kind of? Yeah, I didn't like the armor. What kind of structure is that? Is that going to be like a guild hall or something?
I don't think they're selling. That's a freehold thing. I don't know what building it's supposed to be smacked onto. I think it's like. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Yeah, that's my question. Is what kind of building is that?
They never really unless it's blatantly obvious. They never really tell you what it's a skin for, which they really do need to do. If I was a betting person, I'd probably say it's for a freehold shrine, like a religious freehold. But that's just me betting and making assumptions. Yeah. I couldn't tell you what it's actually its actual skin for.
It just looks guild-haldy, and the center of the order makes it its home here. So that's why I think it's a home for a guild or some kind of organization.
Could be.
It does look big, and from some of the past cosmetics, people have been wondering the size looks huge on some of these cosmetics. How big is our freehold? How much space is this thing taking up? But I don't think it's a guild hall one. I haven't seen them sell guild hall skins or
They should, if they do that, they should label it as such.
Yeah, they haven't been labeling any of these, which I imagine is just so that they can change things as time goes on.
Yeah, but still,
you need to label the boats. No. Label.
You see, most, or I'm pretty sure at some point, then we can do a complete research session to find this. But I'm pretty sure Steven at some point said that the housing cosmetics that are sold in the shop are freehold cosmetics. So if they would turn around now and say, oh no, this was for a guild hall, and now all of a sudden 75% of the cosmetics that I bought for freehold are now for guild halls, but I don't own a fucking guild, I don't want to be in a fucking guild, I fucking wasted money. So I'm pretty sure that that is not the case. At least I hope so.
Oh, what if you build buy a building that you're not even going to work with. Like you buy a building that's for fishing, and you're like, I don't want to be a fisher. Fishing sucks.
That's my thing. Like half of these freehold ones, like most of these freehold ones, are for very specific artisan classes, and you don't even know if you're going to build your freehold up to be like for that artisan class. And I believe that to go off your thing, BCG, the Valentine's Day cosmetic, like the one that had Stuffertons and the
gotcha.
Swan thing. I think that was a node shop cosmetic, not a freehold cosmetic.
Well, we will see it when we will see it, I guess. All right. Anybody got anything else to add? Anything to say? Anything I want to talk about? Okay.
I have made you salty about the cosmetics for my
Yes.
for the last time.
Yes, you made me very salty. How dare you? All right.
It's your natural state. You
No,
can-
it's not. Everybody says I'm salty. I'm not even anything to be
He's-
salty
It's half a
about.
cup full all the time of salt.
Of what?
No,
Why am I? So are you. Sodium is in every human body, you dipshit. No, it's not even salty. You know, I used to be frustrated. Now I'm just like, meh. I got Greedfall coming out tomorrow, so I'll be busy for at least 2 months.
I am kind of curious, like how big the Guardian, like because the Guardian Nimbus is the pet. I'm kind of curious how big it's supposed to be. Because when I think like buying cosmetic pet, I think like a little small thing that follows you around. But this thing looks huge. Like, this thing looks like it'd be big. At first, I thought it was like a racial skin that they were selling the thing.
I think it's gonna be the same size as the elemental pets in World of Warcraft. That's how it looks to me. That is how it looks to me. How it looks to me. Alright. Alright, so we've been doing this for a year now, so I think I should hold a speech. Everybody, thanks for watching.
Speech.
Okay, here's my speech. Everybody, thanks for watching. See you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Short and sweet.
Nah, I want to thank Staggerson and Yoni because you guys been around the longest, so I appreciate you in a nice way. I appreciate you.
In a non-nice way.
I mean, to be honest, even ups and downs, I still enjoy doing this. So, and for those people that are watching, for those people on YouTube, thank you for watching. It makes it's fun, it's relaxed, it's chill back. And I think it works, and I think we're gonna keep on doing this. We might get better at it, we might get worse. I'm not good at speeches. I just noticed
You
that.
could have
I'm
you
really
could have
good at-
opened with the history. You could have opened with the history of the stream, like how it started from the community podcast.
Oh
and
yeah,
became the-
so I can do that. So back in the day when I was a complete fanboy for Ashes, I mean complete blind fanboy. I was a big fan of the community because all we did was what we're doing here. We talk about MMORPGs, and everybody came to Ashes because of one reason, because the genre currently sucks ass. And I was like, this community is so great, it deserves its own podcast. So
it was hype back in the day.
it was hype back in the day. So I made the Ashes Creation Community podcast, and then I did that for I think a year and a half, a little bit less. And community changed, it got more chaotic, toxic, a lot more cat pictures, a lot more memes, and a lot more people just hanging out on the Discord because they had nothing else to do. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. And at the same point, I got, I had some major health issues. And I was like, maybe this is a good point to, change directions. So back then, I decided I want to do the same thing, but I want to do it like really laid back and fun. Something that where everybody can join, everybody can talk about whatever they want. And I'm like, let's call it the discussion round. And done. That's the story. And we've been doing this now for this number 23, but actually 24 because we did a special one. So we did this for 24 times, which is, 1 year. So applause to that. Applauding. I'm applauding. On that note, anybody who's watching, if you ever want to talk about Ashes, if you ever want to be on here, you don't have to have a webcam. If you do have a webcam, I'm sure you have a lovely face. If you want to talk Ashes, if you want to talk about anything regarding Ashes, feel free to, drop me a DM, stalk me on Discord, or just contact anybody that has ever been on here. They can, get you in touch with me. And from now on, we will do this every Sunday at around 9 p.m. European Standard Time. And it might sometimes, be longer. Otherwise, it won't be. Because depending on what we can talk about. I know there's a lot of other podcasts. They still find the energy and the excitement to talk about cosmetics. But as you can see, except Yoni, nobody's really that excited for cosmetics.
I like my cosmetics.
You want to talk about him for 20 minutes?
Gotta die hard about his stuff.
I can't do that. I'm not that excited.
We went through like each one except for the boat.
The boat looks like something the Flash would drive.
Like you just saying that because the fucking
Yes,
lightning
exactly
bolt
why.
thing.
Duh.
Shazam has a lightning bolt on his chest.
Yeah, but Shazam's lightning bolt is thicker at the top. That is the Flash lightning bolt.
That is the Flash lightning bolt, but like it's blue.
Oh, shut up. So yeah. So again, everybody that kept watching since the start, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank everybody that ever has been on one of these podcasts. I appreciate you as well. And we will see you guys again in 2 weeks, which should be the 22nd. There's something on the 21st. Oh yeah, I'm getting a haircut on the 21st.
22nd?
22nd.
It's on the 22nd. That's right before the stream.
Yeah, so perfectly. Alright guys, I'm calling quits. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks you guys for joining. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Adios.
Adios.